And I should turn your microphone on.
Yes.
There we go. Okay.
All right. Now everyone can hear me. And we're back with our third guest of the night, Steve Johnson. Steve, if you want to say hello.
Hello.
Hello, Steve. We're so glad you made it. Everybody was calling tonight. They couldn't find us, which is typical because we're hidden up here at the top of the mountain. And I know the first time I came up here, it was insane. I went into the science building, and I think people didn't even know. Some people didn't even know the radio station was up here, which I find kind of odd. But
well, it is tucked
new
away
students
a bit.
maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway. Hopefully everybody knows about us now, and if they don't know about this show, they will know about it soon. So,
That's a good way to look at it.
yeah, there you go. So I do want to mention, too, since we just did the station identification, that we are syndicated on KOSW, and that's a radio station in Ocean Shores, Washington, and we welcome them to our family of show of Melodies in Mind. So welcome, KOSW. Have at it now.
Thanks.
Yep. So, Steve,
Yep.
of course we've been asking everyone this tonight.
Okay.
How would you describe your music?
It's pretty broad, but it's rooted in sort of the classic rock 60s and 70s and branches out from there. I would say it's sort of got the sensibilities of like that 60s pop, like the Beatles and stuff like that. And then my recordings have a little bit more electric guitar and a little bit more instrumentation, but when I have perform, it's usually all solo. So it's almost takes on more of a folk style to it, or country or whatever. So I sort of like the blend of the two different ways of doing it, right? It's almost like I'm covering my own songs as a busker or something. So, but pretty much everything I write comes from the acoustic guitar first, and then it just sort of builds from there. So
Have you ever busked?
yeah, I've been doing a hell of a lot of that in the last couple of years. Wound up getting gigs at farmers markets and stuff like that. So that sort of, it opened my eyes to another way of performing, right? You don't need to get a band together and go downtown. You can just hang out at a farmer's market for a couple of hours, make a few bucks, and just be out in the open, right? So,
What's your most popular song when you busk?
well, there's a few of the old country songs get quite a bit of money, like say Johnny Cash or something like that, Hank Williams tunes. I had to go out and learn those songs because I had no idea how to play them. But you always find like a song like "If You Could Read My Mind" by Gordon Lightfoot.
Yeah.
That one, like once you learn it and you know how to play it good, like everybody knows that one, right? It's just one of those songs that comes through. Like same thing with a lot of those classic Beatles songs and Bob Dylan songs, right?
Do you stick to the traditional arrangement, or do you come up with your own arrangement for the songs?
That sort of depends. I usually try to keep it close unless I have an idea to it. Mm-hmm. Like I got so much respect for some of those singer-songwriters that, like just coming from that background, writing songs myself. There's so much time that goes into putting something together that sometimes you can't mess with it. That's sort of like blasphemous to the song, right? So.
Yeah. Well, not being blasphemous, but check out Rose Cousins' version of "If You Could Read My Mind." You'll enjoy it, I think.
Rose Cousins?
Yeah, she did a really unique arrangement. Well, not that unique, but different. She plays on piano instead of guitar, and it's beautiful the way she did it. I love it. Just came out on her latest EP. So
cool.
I think it's Stray Birds is the EP that it's on.
Okay, Rose Cousins. Okay.
Yeah.
But enough discussing other people's music.
Right.
Let us hear some of yours.
Right, this one's called "At the Speedway." It's on that CD there, but yeah.
Down the asphalt at the speedway, long before the forest took it back. Landlords from the city negotiated the contracts. 3 generations had left the tarmac. Hours before days, days before years. Well, someone gave gave it all away. It's down at the Speedway, husband and wife agree to disagree, but not always. Say yes to some things, say no to other things. Stand at the Speedway, someone gave it all away. Someone gave it all away. Some pulled into the pit lane, used beer as gasoline, wound up with middle ground in $1 million scene. Instead of the transmission, mechanics took the Bible out and prayed that Daddy's cars wouldn't give out. At the Speedway, days before years, well, someone gave it all away. Stand at the Speedway, husband and wife agree to disagree, but not always. Say yes to some things, say no to other things. Stand at the Speedway, someone gave it all away. Someone gave it all away. The city took the racetrack back, turned it into Provincial Park, still tucked away behind swamp brush and bark. The country still takes the city back to the roots from where it came. There's always someone around to give it all away. At the Speedway,
Beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah, very nice. I like the style with which you play your guitar.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean by that, sort of?
You have a very interesting way of picking chords and combining them. I like
cool.
it.
Yeah. I sort of have a bit of a background, just in jazz and blues and stuff, so.
Yeah, it comes through.
Yeah, cool, yeah.
What is with the duct tape? Just wondering.
Is it a practical bit?
Is it a hole or?
It's a hole.
Oh,
Yeah.
and does it help? I guess it probably does a little bit, right? Keeps the sound.
Yeah, I'm actually lucky it's not bigger or in
Yeah.
a different spot, right?
Oh, wow.
But
Was it a violent gig that got out of hand? You had to control the crowd.
yeah, I wish. No, it was just a clumsy knocking over like a space heater, and so stupidity more than anything, I guess. But
Well, you've seen Willie Nelson's guitar, right?
yeah,
Yeah. He's working on it.
yeah.
And of course, I have my favorite question of the night lined up for you.
Okay.
But it's tough, so brace yourself.
Okay.
If you could reimagine your music
Mhm.
as a visual medium, what would it be?
As a visual medium. So you mean like a movie or something? Or?
It could be film, it could be photography, painting, a specific genre of painting, or?
Huh. That's actually an interesting question, because I sort of get headspaces for songs I'm working on, right? And sometimes, yeah, it's like I can see a painting or something, or usually it's like short films, like almost like a art film kind of thing. That could just be from growing up and watching old Beatles videos, and they're all sort of, you know, that kind of artsy thing. But definitely I would say the medium would be, like a film, like a short, not like a long drawn out, like an epic film, but just like short little pieces, almost as if you put them all together and it would be like a compilation movie or something, right? That would be what an album is. So
would they look sort of like French New Wave, or more documentary style, or?
French New Wave, I wouldn't know. I guess it would be a documentary, almost like a
Snapshots of life?
Yeah, but at the same time, like some can be surreal, right? And other ones might have more of a sense of humor to them. I wouldn't say it would be anything too serious, but, you know, just sort of certain images, like some of them might be black and white, some of them might be color, right? Like that'd be the way that's a great question, though. I've been thinking about that for ages.
What would be the most colorful film song that you've written?
Color. Actually, the next one I was thinking about playing, which actually isn't on the CD, it's a new one, but for a visual, I think the lyrics sort of lend itself to it. It's sort of, I had this dream about being like one of those old 1800s explorers or something, you know, like with the funny kind of hats and stuff, and going through the jungles and that. So I sort of wrote a song based around the dream, more or less, and it was like a sort of a tropical dream, if you want to put it that way. But sort of bright and orange and yellow and green and pineapples and coconuts, kind of.
That's excellent. Could we hear the song?
Yeah, sure.
After that introduction, I'm sure everyone's dying to hear it.
I want pineapple now.
I'm hungry. A pirate's life in the sun, and I drifted up on to New Orleans. Once it had been bought from Napoleon. The beauty of science is that discovery changes us, for good, for bad, forever. It's the cruelty of silence. I dreamt I was in the heart of Africa, somewhere between exploration and exploitation. For hundreds of years could not be undone. Apologize, categorize, empathize and sympathize, but what had been done had been done. It's uniforms of pity and scorn, with heads held high, gaze towards the sun. No sense, no feeling, no love, no healing, no fight, no flight, no respite.
No, no, just grieving. Time never bothers in the minutes of the hour where the people get stronger, and in the days of the year where the people get hungrier, in the years of the century where the people come together.
Great song, definitely a lot of imagery.
Yeah, cool.
So thank you for being in studio with us.
Yeah, no problem.
We are getting geared up for our song circle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see you back here in a couple of performances.
Sounds good. All right.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you.
You are tuned in to CJSF 90.1 FM. We've got Steve here now with us.
Yep,
And
Steve Johnson.
has no microphone at all on him right now.
Steve, would it be possible for you to switch seats at all?
Yep.
You can move that chair if you want. We don't want to put another hole in your guitar, though. Perfect. Yeah, that's great. That'll pick your vocals up, too, I think.
Seems that you're ready to go, so do you want to start right away?
Sure, yeah. This one's called My Favorite Eraser.
Give him the finger to a stop sign. My favorite eraser erases my name from the dotted line. People forget how to be a passenger, just waiting on a ride. But I'm willing to play it fair, pay the fare and stand in line. Soup kitchen of time. My favorite eraser is at my fingertips, eliminating the crossed-eyed lines of what I've missed. I know where it comes from, just not where it goes to. And I can sketch a portrait, and I can draw a straight line. Posture remembers my hard times. You're my favorite eraser, and you're my favorite eraser, and you're my favorite eraser. You're my favorite eraser. Bleeding Easter Sunday onto a circumstance which escaped the hangman's road. 'Cause I know where it comes from, if I know well who I wanna be. My favorite racer knows who I want to be. Knows who I want to be.
Lovely.
That's an interesting metaphor for the racer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know about that. How did that come about, that song?
Actually, what's that old jazz one? My Funny Valentine or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I was in some jazz kick, and for some reason, Favorite Eraser just came to mind. I don't know what it was. I just like that idea, like the My Funny Valentine. I always thought was a cool name for a song.
Mm-hmm.
So the eraser thing was just I sort of have that belief that sometimes certain people can erase. Say you had a negative perception of something for such a long time. Certain situations, certain people can sort of put a new spin on it, right? And that's sort of what that song is about. It's also, if you're writing a song and you're writing it in pencil, you can always go back and make it better if you got an eraser, right?
Right.
A good combination of ideas and
Yeah, like if you wanted the visual of it, that's like an outdoorsy, going for a walk in the park kind of song. Sort of a
Yeah.
nature kind of thing.
it's great. And thank you very much for playing it. And we are once again switching artists, so stay tuned.